How I got involved in the video was a Little Caesar from Air Force Crew in Los Angeles. He called me and asked if I would be interested in auditioning for this video. So I said yes, of course, and I told my other crew members, and we all went together. A lot of our other friends in Los Angeles, friends, we were not really friends with most people in Los Angeles, but many, many people auditioned for that video. And they did choose me, so I was chosen through the audition process. As far as I understood, I did really well, as I remember, but later the director told me that he had already chosen me. I don't know which story is true. It doesn't matter. What matters is I got to be in the video. No one else in my crew was chosen. Many other people who were really great B-boys and B-girls were not chosen. I think that they were looking for specific looks, this is Hollywood, right? So that's an important part of that world, for better or worse. And not everyone was a B-boy or B-girl. They took some people that were just more party dancers. They definitely had some poppers and lockers. And Medusa, who was more of an MC and who can pop, so they had some really interesting people, a wide variety of people, wide variety of looks, men and women, younger, older. And I was just one of them. And Little Caesar had called me to ask me to be part of it because he was hired as the choreographer. There wasn't really much choreographing to do because if you see in the video, it's just one and then one and then one and then one. So it was more just orchestrating the entrance and orchestrating the order of who goes first, who goes next, who goes last, and animation with the wake thing. Rest in peace, of course. Yeah, so that was basically the process. It was a German production company. I don't know if everyone knows that it was specifically a German production company that came to Los Angeles to film this very low-budget music video that was only going to be played in Germany. And this was December 1997 that we filmed it. And it was released a few months later. I don't remember exactly, maybe February 1998. And it played in Germany first, and it became very popular very fast. And so from Germany, it spread to other countries around Europe, became popular there very fast. And then it spread to every other country in the world. Any country that had MTV or another music television station, something like MTV. And it played many times a day. I was told every hour on the hour they played that video for some amount of time, for at least a few weeks, maybe a few months. It was crazy. And that helped to launch my career because I had a prominent role, sort of by design, because I had my hair and it was very visible, very visually, I don't want to say appealing because I don't know that it was, but more just very noticeable, right? And the movements that I was doing at the time were intentional. So this goes into the air flare, air twist, air track conversation where we meaning myself and my crew, Soul Control, we had seen videos of a few B-boys from the generation before ours doing, or at least trying to twist in the air. And we thought that the move was called an air track. I think that they called it an air twist. And later we started calling it an air flare. And my crew, we called it an air flare. And then other people adopted that term and it became known as an air flare. But we saw a few people doing this twist, some of them successfully, some of them not so much, and then different versions of it. And so we said, that's something special. That's going to become very big, very popular, and very fast. And we love power. We love being creative with power. And we love trying new things with power that people wouldn't really think of. Why don't we try to master this move in terms of the movement itself, variations of it, combinations with it, before everyone else does. And so we did, and we were competing with a friend of ours named Ivan, who was also very famous, and we were training together. Ivan and I would go at it to see who could get air twist into windmill first without tapping the feet, right? And I got it first, actually, before Ivan did. And then Ivan changed it to where it rotated more, and it resembled a bit more like a flare motion because the body was bent or piked. And there was a precursor for this, which was Paulo from Holland, who did it this way. And when we were watching Ivan change his technique, which he did better than the old air twist technique with the flat body, we said, that looks more like an air flare than an air track or an air twist. And then that became the name for the move. So we learned both versions of this move, the one that spins like this and the one that spins like this, if that makes sense. But I had latched onto this move and I said, I want to send a message to the Germans and to the Europeans who are going to see this video, because they probably don't think anyone else can do this. So I want to say, hey, someone in the US that you've never heard of is catching up with you, or maybe even ahead of you. And so I did a flare into an air twist, windmill into a double halo, which was a combo I'd never seen any of them do.
Check this out.
And at the time, I was already doing walks into air twists back into walks, but I didn't want to do that because I thought it would be too over the head of not just the b-boys, but the general public that would see the video. I thought that was a bit more of an almost generic combo, a standard power combo that would just be cool, I think, and accessible, understandable by both b-boys and the public. And so I did that, and it worked, and they got the message, and they saw it, and then it became this back and forth of everyone in the US and Europe trying to master this move and master the combinations with it and master new variations of it and all of these things. So that was how this started. That was how it happened, and what went into it, what happened the day, and why I chose the movements I did, and then what happened after. And then my career really took off after. I got to travel for the first time after that because of that video. The first country I ever got to visit, the first trip I ever took as a b-boy, a traveling b-boy, was to Germany, where the production company was based and where the video first appeared. And it was a really wonderful experience, and it just exploded and never really slowed down after that, even up until now.